I'm trying but I never get enough of all the spells you put me under with your love. It feels like magic. I'm like, baby, baby, can't stop. You're amazing. Way keep making me fall. It's supernatural.
What's up, guys? Welcome. I'm Alina Smith from the production team LYRE, for those of you guys that don't know. And today I'm going to be making a K-pop song like Red Velvet with just my voice. Now, I've actually worked with Red Velvet before. My partner Elli and I wrote a song for them called Talk to Me. I'll link it down in the description if you guys want to check it out. But generally, I just love them as a band. I love their R&B pop kind of sound. That's very close to me, to my heart. So that's why I want to go for this kind of style today. Now, the reason I want to try to make this track with pretty much just my voice is because I have this really, really neat new plugin here called Doubler 2. Basically, what this does is it takes your live voice, your singing or humming or whatever it is that you're gonna do, and it turns it into MIDI. So it uses your voice as an external instrument, like same way that you would have a keyboard, for example, or use like Ableton Push or something like that. I'm gonna mostly try to make this beat and the song with just my voice. So I'm excited. Let's jump straight into it. All right, so the first thing I want to do is just find some chords that feel appropriate for this kind of soulful style that Red Velvet has, right? So of course I can't play it on the keyboard, so I'm going to figure out how to do these chords just using Doubler. So let's pull that up. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is create a new profile for, every song to kind of show it what you're wanting to do, right? If it's drums, if it's chords, if it's single notes, and you can use the same one and just keep adjusting it, but I'm just gonna start fresh here. But what I want to do is, instead of having this mode where it's playing single notes, right, na 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 na, I want to actually have it play chords. But first we need to pick a key. So I'm thinking starting kind of really simple, maybe like E major. Let's just go with that and adjust it as we go. So what you got to do is just go back to this play tab. I went to key tab, by the way, to select that, but get back to the play tab, and basically we would select chord here, and you can choose the kind of chords: triads, pop, simple, pop, advanced. There's different types of chords, and we could try it out. I'm gonna go with A, B, E, and C sharp minor. So I'm gonna try to basically sing the root notes, and the chords should hopefully come out. I think those are great chords to start with. So what we need to do now is record them into our DAW, which is Ableton, but I think this works with pretty much any DAW, which is super awesome. And basically we pretty much just need to pull up an instrument. I'm going to just use a piano to start with, because I don't really know what I want this to be yet, but I do know that like a piano is just an easy, great instrument to start on. I've just picked kind of like a nice mid-tempo 137. We can adjust that obviously if we need to, but yeah, let's record this right now. Okay, so I did this a bunch of times. As you can see, I was kind of still getting my bearing here and talking and figuring things out, but basically I think this last take was probably the best. So let me just clean it up, because I was kind of just doing it all over the place. Let's put it at the top of the bar. Okay, so I quantized this. Basically sounds like this. Okay, so next I want to try to figure out some bass. So I have an idea to do something a little bit more rhythmic, but still pretty simple. I'm thinking like dun 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 dun, something like that with the bass. So what I've noticed here is, obviously I can't sing the pitch of real bass. I'd have to drop 2 octaves, which my voice can't do that. But you can actually drop it down an octave or 2 or more here. So I'm going to drop it down 2 octaves and see how this sounds. Ba, 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 ba. All right, as you guys can see, it got it almost perfectly there. It messed up one note a little bit. I was probably flat. But other than that, it did a really good job. And don't mind the latency. That's kind of like my streaming, recording, YouTube setup does that. So I haven't picked a bass sound yet. So this is all we have for right now. I gotta fix that note. Yeah, basically I'm using the piano still, but we definitely need to pick a bass sound. that kind of seems a little slow to me, even with not even having a bass sound yet. I kind of wanted to maybe go a little bit faster, like do 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 ba da 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 da, like something like that. So let me actually go ahead and grab that and just condense this a little bit. Ba ga 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 ga. Right? Okay, so I just adjusted it, and this is what I'm looking at right now. Yeah, I think that's cool. Let's definitely go ahead and find a bass sound, because right now, like, that piano is all kinds of wrong. So I'm gonna look at Trillion, which is a plugin I love. I like it a lot. And yeah, let's just look for some presets that we've got in here. There's a lot of good synth bass in here. Yeah, maybe something like that. It's good. I like it. I think definitely we can adjust the sound, but I want to kind of keep filling out this track and just finding the feeling of it. I definitely already like the chords a lot. I'm hearing stuff, so I think that's really cool. What I'm kind of thinking here is let's make some drums. Okay, so in LYRE, it's actually really easy to beatbox. So you have to go to this train tab right here, and basically you can pick different types of drums that you can do, like bass drum, snare, hi-hat, all of that kind of stuff. And you can basically teach LYRE how you will beatbox that, right? Because some people might be like, some people might be like, some people might be like, duh. Right? There's a different way to beatbox a bass drum. So I'm definitely not a beatboxer, you guys, but I think this is really fun. So I will try to just teach it like a very simple bass drum and then record it into Ableton. So what I gotta do is just record a few takes of my version of the bass drum, and then it should hopefully be able to respond to it really easily. Okay, so I got some responses here, and I think if I do this in this play tab now, as you can see, it's responding to the that I did. So I'm just gonna go ahead and beatbox a kick drum for us here. All right, so I got some kicks here, and I already chose a drum sound, just kind of like an initial kick. We can obviously change this, but let's just see what this is doing right now. That's not bad. I see there's a few little extra notes here and there, but let's kind of basically quantize it, and I think it will get rid of that, as we just saw. Yeah, maybe do tan 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 tan. Hey. I love that. Maybe actually the extra note comes in right here. So boom, we have a kick. I actually really like this. We can obviously adjust anything later, but it feels good. Let's do a snare. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do my snare like this. So let's go ahead and train that. All right, I got my snare. Let's do it. Okay, I see it has it's pretty sensitive, you guys. So it thought I did a couple of them, but I think this one is just fine. There's one right here. Oh, it's a little off. All right, let's put it where it belongs. There we go. Perfect. And then just like that, we have, well, a clap. That's what I had loaded in originally, but we can definitely change that. I kind of like the clap though for this. Hey. Put the keys. Okay, and now I think I'm going to do a hi-hat. Okay, and let's beatbox some hi-hats. That was really hard. Let's see if it came out. All right, I'm gonna quantize, and let's just hear if this sounds good for now. Really, really close. Really close. Wow, I love that. Hey, just missed one here. Honestly, I'm really impressed by this because I was very messy with my beatboxing for the hi-hats. You heard I was like, so this is great. I love that. Okay, super easy, and we just copy it over. Okay, so listening to this, I'm hearing that there needs to be another instrument. Obviously, this piano is cool, you know, but I kind of maybe want to turn that into some kind of pad that's a little bit more in the background, and I want some kind of arpeggio, something melodic, maybe like a pluck that kind of goes over that. So I think I'm just gonna play around with it and sing some stuff and see what comes out of it. Okay, I already know that was a little bit messy and I was just kind of experimenting. So yeah, let's just kind of hear how that sounds. I put in a pluck that I've used before that I think is pretty. And of course we can adjust it later too. Okay, I mean, it's definitely close to what I was singing. It's not like perfect, but I think it did a really good job capturing. So let's see if maybe just cleaning it up with quantize might help. Okay, so I worked on this a little bit more. I picked a slightly different sound, like a kalimba type sound, but I think it's really cute. This is what the beat sounds like so far. So what I'm kind of thinking here is I should write some melody, some lyrics, actually write like a part of a song and record it, and then we can adjust the track around it, because this for me as a songwriter is definitely enough to write to. And I think once we have lyrics and melody, we can definitely like create more instrumentally and adjust things from there. So the way I usually write, especially for pitch for things like K-pop, is I usually just play the beat kind of on loop over and over again, and I hum and I try stuff out until something sticks. So that's what I'm going to try to do here. Yeah, I'm thinking something like very girly, very pretty. I also know Red Velvet, they have beautiful high notes. I don't have those beautiful high notes, but I'll do it in like more falsetto. They'll do it like more full voice, but I think if it's a little more like soft, pretty, that also is like a sellable demo for K-pop. Pro tip for those of you guys that aren't, you know, a singer with a big range. Okay. So I've kind of just sung something that sounds like a hook to me, because that's a really important thing about songwriting to remember too, is you want to, especially for K-pop, you want to saturate the song with as many hooks as possible. So I sang this, it just sounds like something that could repeat quite a bit, maybe every fourth bar, maybe every eighth bar, something like that. And I did have a lyric that kind of popped into my mind. It's Supernatural. I think Supernatural is like a really nice title, because for K-pop too, you always have to think visually, like what could they do in a video? Obviously Supernatural could have vampires and you know, werewolves, things like that. Or maybe because the song is kind of really pretty so far, maybe it's more like fairies, or just something that's like, you know, they're casting spells or witches, something like that. You know, that's just kind of how I think when I write this kind of thing. So let me just double down on this a little bit, and I will be back with hopefully more of a song. Okay, guys, I'm back. I actually wrote a chorus and a post-chorus that I think are really cute. So it would go like this. I'm trying, but I never get enough of all the spells you put me under with your love. It feels like magic. I'm like, baby, baby, can't stop. You're amazing. Something like that. You know what I mean? Like that very kind of soulful but poppy vibe. So I'm going to go ahead and record this, and I will be back with a lead vocal that we can adjust this whole track around. And I'm back. This took me about an hour. I was just going to record the lead, but I ended up doing all the harmonies and stuff, which falls under the category of making a song with your voice. So I'm pretty happy about it so far. Everything in here I've made with my voice, so it's pretty cool. So you guys can check it out, and I'll kind of show you what I did here vocally. I'll go through all the layers, but this is what it is right now.
I'm trying, but I never get enough of all the spells you put me under with your love. It feels like magic. I'm like, baby, baby, can't stop. You're amazing. Way you keep making me fall. It's supernatural. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. It's supernatural. I make my heart go wild. It's supernatural. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. That boy got me like boom, boom, can't refuse you. It's supernatural.
I think it's actually really fun. It definitely is in Red Velvet style, I think. You guys let me know if you agree. But okay, so what we have is obviously the lead vocal. I try to kind of make everything pink, but color code within pink for vocals, just so I can like know what is what. So, I mean, these are the leads.
I'm trying, but I never get enough of all the spells you put me under with your love.
So it's just like a nice clean lead. I don't have a voice like the girls in Red Velvet at all. I don't have that kind of like attack and cut. So I was trying to do that as much as my voice allows for that. Because naturally my voice is very like wide and airy. But So I did some doubles as well here. These are probably going to be messy. I was going kind of pretty fast on this.
I'm trying, but I never get enough of all the spells you put me under with your love.
It's okay. It's a little messy, like pitch wise, but if I was doing, like, if this was my song or something, I would definitely redo it. But actually for a demo, I don't think it's bad, you know. And then basically, so everything is doubled. But what we have a lot of, and which is what Red Velvet does a lot, is harmony. So I have this kind of like theory that harmonies can only be two ways, with or outside. So what I mean by that is basically it can go with the lead vocal, or it can kind of hug the lead vocal by being kind of in spaces around it. So this is an example of something that goes with the lead.
But I never get enough.
So I'm doing kind of like mostly static notes right there just to add that harmony, you know. Let me mute the track stuff for a second here so you guys can hear.
But I never get enough of all the spells you put me under.
So I have those, but what I have that's really taking up like a lot of room here, and I really like it, is this kind of like I get enough big background vocal that starts with it but starts going around it underneath it. So it does this. Yeah, it's definitely, you can see I was trying to find my legs here. I cut this 3 times because I couldn't find like my breath to do this. But yeah, basically this is like the main melody, and then I just stacked it. And then I went, you know, higher and then one lower. So kind of simple. This is just all like a triad, really. But then I have a few other stabs like this that are kind of coming in and out. So this like dark pink vocal is my around vocal, and then the lighter pink is my with vocal.
I'm like baby, baby.
The I'm like baby, baby, you know.
I'm like baby, baby. Can't stop. You're amazing.
And I just have like an ooh here. You know, there's not a math to this. I kind of just put things where I feel like they should go. And for a style like this with Red Velvet, who are all amazing singers, it's just like you gotta give them parts. You gotta give them vocals to sing. So that's what I'm doing here. If they don't like something, they can take it out. You know.
We fall, it's supernatural. Oh yeah.
So yeah, and that's just another ooh, kind of underneath it, supporting it. You know. So, you know, we're starting on a slightly lower note here. I'm so bitchy. That's a clean version. And it goes all the way up to like this thing. So it creates a nice kind of bed for the vocal to be on. I guess it's 3 ways now that I'm thinking about it. It's with, around, and under, right? And if it's under, kind of can't mess with it. Like it just, that's why it's like an ooh, and it's not another lyric, because it's just giving it like that kind of seat that it can sit on. So let me just go here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
And I just like a little bit of like,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of stuff. Just like little woo, you know. I probably would do more ad-libs if I was like finishing the song on like the last chorus, just like a lot of stuff all around, because this kind of music, it's really vocally heavy, and I love that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It's supernatural.
So yeah, we're just trying to create hooks here, you know. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. And this one, yeah, 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 yeah.
It's supernatural.
So we just are filling up this whole space with hooks, you know. And initially I just had the oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, and then I was like, I want something there, you know. And at first I tried like a woo, yeah, but we already did that in the bar before, so I was like, okay, one more hook. And that's really important for K-pop, just parts that stick in people's minds.
It's supernatural. I make my heart go wild. It's supernatural. Oh,
Yeah, and you know, and here I tried also having this How You Make My Heart Go Wild be one vocal, but I realized very quickly the energy for this post-chorus needed to be more up, so I added these,
I make my heart go
you know, just a little bit of a higher harmony to kind of pump it up.
natural. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That boy got me like boom, boom. Can't refuse you. It's
So yeah, and of course for the boom boom, we definitely want to, that seems like a very catchy part, so emphasizing it with all of this.
boom, boom. Can't refuse you.
So yeah, that's basically it. You know, I do get a lot of questions about how do you do background vocals, and this is kind of the math behind it. Let me know if you guys want like a more detailed tutorial where I go specifically into like, this is the third, this is the fifth, this is the fourth, like solfeggio, because I can definitely do that. It's just the funny thing is when you integrate this, and you guys can, is definitely not like an exclusive thing. Anybody can integrate this into their minds by doing this enough. You don't think like, oh, am I singing a fifth? You just do it, you know. But it is actually really helpful to know the music theory, because sometimes chord wise things are a little bit more complex, so you kind of get caught and like wonder, ooh, what should I do here? I can do this, I can do that. So it helps to know it. But for something like this is, for me at least, this is like my bread and butter. This is what I grew up listening to, this is what I grew up singing, this is what I grew up writing. So for me, I don't spend too long thinking about the harmony, because it's super natural for me. But anyway, so I kind of want to just finish this up now as far as the track, because as I promised, I wanted to get vocals in and then just see what else we could do. Obviously, the vocals filled it out so incredibly much that I don't feel like it needs a whole lot, especially if this was like the first chorus, which is what I envision it as. So let's just check back and see what we already have.
I am but I never get enough of all the spells you put me under with your love. It feels like magic.
Okay, you know what I think? Instead of, because we never ended up using this piano, you know, just these chords, which is really cool. So I think instead of having those, what I can do is something that goes with the bass line but does the chord. So I can use doubler again for that to sing that in. All right, so I used doubler to record some chord stabs, and then I just cleaned them up a little bit, and I put like a brass sound on it, like a vintage, you know, keyboard one from this awesome plugin called Diva, which, you know, I love. But that's what it sounds like. And with the track.
Put me under with your love. It feels like magic. I'm like, baby, baby, can't stop.
You know, I just want it to be kind of in the background, but like strengthening that dun 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 kind of rhythm. So, and I think the only other thing I would want to do is possibly use these chords that we recorded, the first thing that we recorded in this video. The only thing that I want to do is I don't want to have a piano. I don't even think I want to have like a regular kind of pad. What I'm going to try to do is actually use vocal synth, because, you know, this is all about vocals, and basically create like some really cool patterns in this chord. Like we will still hear the chord, but hopefully my idea will work out to where it has a little bit more movement. So stand by for that. So the first thing for that is I removed the piano, or just have the MIDI for it. Then I'm just going to grab some kind of vocal that moves. I don't have like a super strong idea, so I'm just going to try some stuff. This doesn't even have to be in pitch. Like you can do this by speaking. You can do this by making any kind of sounds. I just want some kind of pattern, right, to use that has a little bit more movement. So I'm gonna try this.
I'm trying, but I never get enough of all the spells you put me under with your love. It feels like magic. I'm like,
It's kind of a mess, you know, but like I think that's kind of cool though. So what I'm gonna do is just take this audio, pop some vocal synth on it, and you have to have it in MIDI mode, and basically route these chords to this. So call it vocal synth, and then let's route here from there, and we should be able to hear this now if I solo both these tracks. So I already kind of think this is pretty interesting and like fun. Maybe if we add a little like tremolo. I always use this Tremolator plugin from Sound Toys. Big fan. You know, and we can basically, I think, maybe grab these chords and go up an octave, because everything is a little bit more mid-rangey here other than the really high background vocals. Well, I guess we have the pluck too. We'll see how it works out.
spells you put me under with your love. It feels like magic.
I think it's cool. It's definitely getting in the way, but I think we can fix that. And we can also look at different vocal synth presets as well, to kind of, you know, see what's up here. So really cool. And there's a lot of modules in here you can adjust. I kind of like some of the earlier ones, like stuff right here. This is fun to me. And maybe we do a little bit of like EQ on it, so it's not so aggressive. And definitely we don't need that low end.
Enough of all the spells you put me under with your love. It feels like magic. I'm like, baby, baby, get.
I like it. It's very subtle. It's just kind of in the background, but to me, it's more interesting than just using an instrument. And this video is all about using vocals to create a track. So I think we're pretty much good, you guys. Let me kind of just play this one more time. You know, we can jam out a little bit and, you know, see how it came out.
I'm trying, but I never get enough of all the spells you put me under with your love. It feels like magic. I'm like, baby, baby, can't stop. You're amazing. Wake and making me fall. It's supernatural. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. It's supernatural. I make my heart go wild. It's supernatural. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. That boy got me like boom, boom, can't refuse you. It's supernatural.
I think this came out really, really good. And obviously there's a lot more you can do. I'm already hearing stuff like a crash at the top, maybe an open hat or semi-open hat that comes in on the end, on the post, like that kind of thing. I definitely hear at some point maybe a big 808 can come in on the ones. There's ideas that I'm hearing with this, but I think this is a really amazing start, and it kind of shows you how you can create a track with pretty much nothing but your voice to start with. You can use your voice so creatively with Doubler 2 especially to create something like this without really having to even play anything. All right, you guys, and this is pretty much it. This is my, you know, little chorus that I've made for the song. I hope you guys like it. If you enjoy this type of content, let me know in the comments. Also, make sure you like and subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you don't miss any videos from me. And at this, I'm gonna go. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.